Chapter 7. Fight or flight, hide or seek, searching for the sweet spot between a rock and a hard place. Come on, pick whichever one you like, go big. Honestly, Joel, this is too much. I'll give you a few more minutes to pick one, otherwise I'll choose for you. Yeah, righto. How about that one? Flynn, I've got a $200,000 budget for you on this, mate. Don't skimp out when someone else wants to shout you. Didn't your parents teach you anything? Okay. Joel's taken me to a boutique jewellery store which requires an appointment before trotting along to throw your money away. Or in my case, my employer's money. I'm trying to decide on an absurdly overpriced watch to adorn my womanly wrist. I'll probably have to get a female strap put on one of the men's timepieces. The saleswoman is drooling at the commission she'll soon be receiving. As soon as she hears Joel mention the $200,000 budget, she shifts into fifth gear of overzealous watch whore. I wish she'd just fuck off. But I suppose someone has to unlock the glass cases full of Swiss-crafted ingenuity. My first APEC week with authentic trader credentials is 1 day away. I've managed to get through 5 months of trading super flukedom that has been mistaken by my countless superiors for superstardom. If I had even the slightest hint of talent to praise for my incredible success, I'd be more than happy to accept the gift of an insanely expensive watch as due gratitude for all the money I've swung into Scion coffers. But the callous truth only I seem to be aware of is, I'm a total imposter. I've got one golden goose, one lone client who continues to provide the palm oil residue straight from heaven. Joel, Andrew and many more take credit for their expert judgment in selecting me out of the thousands of candidates to groom into a trading powerhouse. Daryl's daily email fires out with the P&L summary. Every single day I'm sure it's all a joke and someone is going to point out the candid camera in the room somewhere. As of Friday, it's Flynn James 2013 P&L. Up 24.6 million. The biggest of bigwigs in Geneva don't seem too concerned that my client concentration risk is dire. Those "don't put all your eggs in one basket" words of wisdom everyone's heard at some stage seem to have skipped the top brass at Scion. I suppose it all depends on the basket and the eggs. When offering out bunker parcels of fuel oil each day, I make sure never to undercut the market, even though our profit margins are incredible and I could easily cope with a hefty haircut. I have the discipline to hold firm and talk up how much we're struggling to compete with market prices. Lies, beautiful lies. Joel's aware of my concern that I am the epitome of a one-trick pony. He and Andrew have set up a full schedule of meetings with oil refiners, producers, traders, and anyone else he can think of for the APEC week of backslapping and ego-rubbing so that I can attempt to add some other revenue tributaries to the palm oil torrent. And a glitzy timekeeper on my wrist is just the ticket to show the oil trading world I know what I'm doing. So he tells me. This one here, please. There's a Batman-appropriate device amongst the Hublot watches. Black-banded, black-dialed, black-cased. Excellent choice, sir. Just to be clear, how much is it? The Hublot Big Bang King is 185,000 Singapore dollars. How's that then, Joel? Perfect. She places a pair of white gloves on before opening the case and handing me the Big Bang King. It sounds pornographic, which is appropriate. I'm sure it will get me plenty of gold-digging vagina. It has a rubber bracelet. My granddad would be ropeable to think of how expensive this thing is, and they don't even have the common decency to provide a leather strap. Swiss cunts. The rubber bracelet is apparently Hublot's signature for their sports watch collection. Spare me. It's Casio's signature too, but their watches are available at most supermarkets and often include a calculator. All my bitching aside though, this Big Bang King feels incredible. It's hugging my feminine wrist with precision. The flawless black face of ceramic and sapphire beams up at me. Joel pats me on the shoulder. The lady continues to smile and congratulate me on such an astute decision. I admire the latest luxury in my life, but realise I better sign up for boxing lessons. I've just given would-be muggers 185,000 reasons to beat the fuck out of me at any given moment. Joel sorts out the payment at the counter while I'm being watched by 5 other sales staff, all ruining the cursed hand they were dealt, not blessed with the good fortune to be serving a clueless Aussie with a practically bottomless disposal of cash. There are some other customers in the store. They're the usual middle-class, middle-aged, ultra-conservative consumers who wouldn't dare spend over $1,000 on a watch without scrupulous research and passionate devotion from their sales staff. Joel finishes off the transaction and we walk out into the stifling warmth of Sunday afternoon. That's one impressive watch you've got, mate. Thanks again. Honestly, this wasn't necessary, but I have to say, it's grown on me already. It looks sensational. Good man, you've earned it. Get some rest. Lots of meetings this week. Add some more clients and keep making plenty of money. You'll be due for an upgrade on that watch in no time. Fair enough. Oh, one more thing. Joel hands me a cheque. The sum of $1,500,000 payable to Flynn James. Fuck off. Seriously, just fuck off. Spend it wisely. So, fast cars, slow women, strong liquor. The Holy Trinity. Indeed. I'll see you tomorrow. I can't stop looking at the piece of paper. I don't say goodbye. I just stand on the street corner in the mid-afternoon tropical heat with my Bruce Wayne watch, looking down at the check. I read and reread it again and again and again. I'm a millionaire. I better wait till it actually clears before calling my parents to let them know how incredible I am. I hail a cab to take me home for an afternoon on the couch watching Satanta, stopping at the bottle shop to grab a case of Tigers. Before enlightenment, sink piss, watch footy. After enlightenment, sink piss, watch footy. It's finals time now, September, the month the bullfeds train all year so diligently for. My Tigers end up second last for the season. The finals will gladly carry on without them. They're probably in Bali anyway, getting flogged off their heads and putting groupies on the spit. Standard post-season frivolities. I'm watching the Bulldogs take on the Knights. Tom Waterhouse has been banned from the sidelines now. His website still works a treat though. I grab my laptop and key in $1,000 bet on the Knights for the win. Make it $2,000. Oh wait, I got a $1.5 million check in my pocket. Fuck it, make it $5,000. I don't watch the game too closely. From what I do see though, my money's safe. The Bulldogs are having a shocker and the Knights are ahead 12-6 at half time. My attention is focused on completing mandatory KYC training before all the APEC meetings get started tomorrow. I've managed to delay completing this compulsory training for a couple of months now. But Sion's legal fucktard had a big song and dance on Friday about risking the firm's Singapore trading licence if everyone didn't complete this pointless crap by Monday. It's an empty threat, without doubt, but I may as well assist the poor bastard. He is a lawyer after all. His life must be filled with suicidal thoughts in between cross-checking the fine print of million-word contracts. KYC stands for Know Your Client. There's a subspecies of particularly useless solicitors who specialise in this crap. When they're not spitting garbage about the importance of KYC, they're equally adept at thieving oxygen while rattling on about their camel credentials. Certified anti-money laundering. They believe, in some demented way, that finding ever new and more innovative ways of preventing traders from trading is somehow worth adulation, respect and bulky bonuses. The traders, the men and women who actually make money to feed the corporation juggernaut, should be assisted in that pursuit, not handcuffed and anchored by these racist legal jump ropes. Black money is real money, the real money that pays your distended wages. I complete the training module on my laptop with the requisite level of disgust and finish off my fourth beer as the Knights jog a victory lap of ANZ Stadium. 22-6, you beauty. Paying $1.90, my $5,000 is now worth $9.5K. Just throw it in the pile with all the other cash. I should have bet more. Way more. Fucking pussy. Nadia messages, letting me know it's going to be a busy night at the floors. Her English is still minimal, as is my Russian. But the bits and pieces of information I'm able to glean about the mechanics of the Southeast Asian sex trade are truly fascinating. Apparently, a huge shipment of whores has been ferried in specifically for APEC week. 3,000 extra girls. The 4 floors ATMs have been fitted with quadruple the capacity of cash to dispose of for the evening ahead, and an especially intense week of withdrawals thereafter. She's told me many times, the Russia girls aren't whores. Rather, they're just paid handsomely to dress in a bare minimum and bring out the overpriced novelty firecracker-coated bottles of vodka and champagne. And then to talk with the guys. Just talk. I guess I believe her. I've never paid her for anything. Even the ingredients for the atrocious meal she likes to cook up aboard at her own expense. Apparently the Asian girls are the actual whores. And the ladyboys. You can never forget the ladyboys. I reply, the spare key will be in the hiding spot. See you later on, XO. And drift off to sleep. I walked into the office foyer, lathered in the usual amount of Singapore daybreak sweat, grasping a coffee, sporting a tie and brimming with the confidence of a man who is paid so extortionately well. You simply can't help but believe that maybe your mum was right and you are extremely special. My sleeves are rolled up to highlight a watch capable of being valued in terms of GDP percentages rather than specific dollars and cents. Nakahiro is in the elevator, taking a brief reprieve from scrolling his BlackBerry to survey my Hublot, then straight back to the berry. These NAFTA cunts and their fucking Blackberries, they're not fooling anyone. Joel was right to invite me along to an afternoon of golf and head jobs months earlier with Powercoms traders. We're now back doing more business than ever with the behemoth of oil trading. Bing Zhao's fuck-ups are a distant memory, but are sure to be replaced by this Japanese piece of shit in the elevator before too long. We continue out of the lift and to our respective seats. I wish him a good day in Italian as he takes his place in front of a wall of 9 computer screens. Yeah, that's right. 9. It's ridiculous. I told the person on the opposite side of Mr. Takasan's desk to sue him for radiation poisoning. I even wrote up the legal paperwork. The weak pussy never followed through with the claim. And where's the justice? And Italian, well, Nakahiro decided it was a prudent idea to go on holidays for 2 weeks almost immediately after signing up with the company. He barely had time to update his out-of-office email message. But he did. I am currently on annual leave. If you need to contact me, I will be available on Sicilian business hour. Sicilian. Nakahiro Takasan. The definition of fuckwit. He's more Japanese than a karaoke machine or Mount Fuji, but for some unfathomable reason he's decided he's Italian. I mean, really, what the fuck? Maybe he watched a little too much Godfather in his manically depressed teens, stoned out of his brain, cursing his Japanese parents, sipping a Lavazzo espresso, eating Quattro Formaggio pizza, watching Inter Milan versus Juventus from the comfort of a Tokyo high-rise shoebox. Who knows? But his love affair with Italia is utter insanity. Ever since I first noticed his wank-infused sense of fashion at his introduction to us all in a trader meeting, he has continued to strut through Singapore in full suit and tie at all times. A woolen scarf too, of course. How much sweat can a man endure? He has perfected the art of intentional mumbling, I assume. No one ever has any idea what the hell he's saying. The trader meetings are hilarious. He'll pontificate and gesticulate his way through many minutes of incomprehensible stuttering, heavy exhaling and profuse spitting. If someone pretends to have understood anything he said and asks a question, his agitation levels spike sharply. It's the pinnacle of my Tuesday. I usually ask a few questions. Mutterings of his pathetic trading ability are becoming more abundant. I've spread a couple of unflattering rumours myself, let's be honest. Some people defend him, saying he struggles with English, he's a good chap, an excellent trader. If trading excellence is defined by the amount of computer screens you require, the number of heart attacks you've had before 40, and the magnitude of money you spend on your Italian wardrobe and Swiss watches, then yes, he is indeed one supreme trader. If, however, trading excellence is determined by how much money you make and opportunities you create by communicating market-moving information with your fellow traders, well then, my dear Japanese-blooded Italian-clobbered Swiss watch colleague is woefully appalling. He'll soon be fired, perhaps today. God's in town after all and loves nothing more than relieving staff of their overpaid employment. I check my meeting schedule for the day ahead and prepare some background information that might endear me to the Chinese, Taiwanese, Japanese, Bangladeshi, Indian, Saudi and Kenyan clients I will be seeing today. Multiculturalism is alive and well in the hydrocarbon world. KYC alright. I know my potential clients are motivated by nothing but greed, hindered by everything but ethics, and are to be anything but trusted. God enters the room from the elevator well and the entire floor takes a hush. He continues down the floor, his bushy eyebrows masking the intense focus of a lifetime spent sniffing through bullshit to unearth dizzying profits that non-cunts would be blissfully unaware of. Joel stands to greet him and they walk away to a meeting room. Da Vinci, Michelangelo, Darwin, who gives a fuck what it's called? It belongs to God. I refocus on my multicultural background information to hopefully assist with all the meetings ahead today. Joel and God exit the meeting room after a few more minutes. God walks back to the elevators while Joel strides down the room, stopping at Nakahiro's wall of screens. Joel waits patiently for the Japanese fuckwit to acknowledge the big cheese's presence. Joel is not known for his patience. This is going to be awesome. Oi! Fuckhead! Joel leans into a whisker from Nakahiro's face, yelling with explosive venom while the room of spineless Singaporeans watch on with complete fear. I wish I had some popcorn. This is sensational. Yeah, you, fucking piece of shit NAFTA boy. Do I have your attention now, mate? Joel smashes his fist through the top left of the 9 computer screens. Nakahiro is crying and cowering, covering his useless face with his quivering hands. Joel pushes Nakahiro and his seat away from the desk, shoving all the keyboards and watch catalogues clear in one perfect RE Gold sweep. Give me your access pass. Give it to me, you fucking stupid cunt. Nakahiro hands over the pass with his right hand while his left arm is still pathetically shielding his crying eyes. Now get out of my fucking office and never come back. Nakahiro tries to clear his drawers of whatever garbage is in there. Get the fuck out now! Joel grabs him by the collar and shoves him towards the elevator well. What a fantastic start to the day, absolutely fantastic. Joel walks past me, smiling, and continues to the stairwell. What a legend. Mr. Takasan whimpers out of the room in the other direction. Arrivederci, sensei. I drain my coffee, put on my jacket, adjust my tie and head upstairs for the opening meeting of the day. Asking Darryl if he's lost his virginity yet as I make a particularly graceless show of checking the time on my new watch as I pass by him towards the stairwell. Somewhere along the way, I've learned to really enjoy the feeling of being an outright cunt. An occupational hazard. Flynn, wait, Flynn! Rudy yells out from the doors leading to the room from the elevators and runs towards me. Rudy, what's up, mate? I'm late for a meeting. He's already breathless from the 20-metre sprint. I thought I was unfit. Rudy doesn't say anything as he catches his breath and leads the way into the stairwell. We've got a problem. Nothing good ever starts with that. What is it? Fuck, mate. You look like you just saw Daryl's dick. Flynn, there's big trouble in the terminals. The police stormed our tanks this morning. My friend at the terminal, he just called me. Well, yeah, what did he say? Our tanks. Police scuba divers have found drugs. Drugs? Drugs, Flynn. Cocaine in some sort of storage devices. What the fuck? Joe's palm oil delivery arrived yesterday. That's all we have in the tanks right now. We're still waiting for the Russian shipment to blend it. So Joe has shipped drugs into our tanks. I don't know. I think so. Who knows about this? Who? No one. Just you and me and my friend at the terminal. Fuck. Call Joe. Yep. What the fuck has happened here? My hands are shaking. The $185,000 watch is little comfort for the potential execution I'm facing after a short stay at Changi prison if any of what Rudy has just said is correct. Fuck. Pick the fucking phone up, Joe. It rings out. I call him 3 more times. Nothing. Rudy and I are still alone in the stairwell. He must be as shit scared as I am. I make all the money, but he handles these shipments. If I didn't like him so much, I'd be figuring out some way to blame him for everything. But my little Arab co-worker is an absolute legend. Fuck. I ring 1 more time and stare into the cement wall as it rings out. Fuck! I'm about to throw the phone into the wall and it vibrates with a text message. It's from Joe. Phew, thank God. Run. This cannot be happening. What the fuck has Joe stitched me up with? I call him straight away. It doesn't even ring out now. It just goes direct to voicemail. I'm a dead man. Rudy, go back to your desk. This conversation never happened. I'm going to sort this out. I reach out to shake his hand in a bizarre farewell gesture. His palms are ice cold, his face completely drained of blood, tears in his eyes. He leaves the stairwell and I slap my face with both hands. Fuck! I sprint to the next floor where the meetings are taking place, opening the door as slowly as possible, channeling all my Jedi training from a lifetime spent watching Die Hard reruns. Joel is entertaining some clients I don't recognise at the lavish front desk. I try to catch his eye, praying like hell one of the prostitute-dressed receptionists doesn't spot me and call me over. It can't be baby Jesus, but some divine being is on my side temporarily. Joel spots me, excuses himself from whatever conversation he's filling with bullshit, and walks over to the stairwell door and I motion him in. Flynn, what's the matter, sport? You okay? I'm fucked. Rudy tells me the customs police have just stormed our fuel tanks and found some shipment of cocaine. What? Apparently they had scuba divers pick out a stash of coke from the fucking tanks. There's only Joe's palm oil in there at the moment. I messaged the cunt in Jakarta who just said, run. I show Joel the message and break down crying. Calm down. I don't care what the fuck has happened, mate. I need to get out of Singapore. Now. Joel mulls on this thought for about 15 seconds. I'm having flashbacks to kicking a football with my dad as a young lad, eating Nana's apple pies covered in Sara Lee ice cream and home-brand custard. That'll be my last meal if Singapore prisons work anything like those in US TV dramas. Let's go. Joel sprints down the stairs and yells again, let's fucking go! We're 25 floors into the sky, racing down the concrete steps. After about 15 flights, I can literally feel my heart about to beat through my chest. I stumble on a step and fly headfirst into the wall, smashing the side of my face. Blood instantly streams down onto my right shoulder. Don't fucking stop, Flynn. Run! We get to the basement car park. Joel races across the bitumen to his Aston. I whip my jacket off and apply pressure to the cut on the side of my head as he clicks the unlock button and we jump in. He speeds out of the car space at full pelt, slowing down as we approach the exit, swiping his card and proceeding past the building's entrance foyer with the refined elegance of a seasoned criminal. There's a squadron of police officers inside at the reception desk. Holy fuck. He continues with grace past the entrance, thankfully not putting the pedal through the floor as would be the case if the accelerator were under my foot right now. We proceed into the morning peak hour traffic. Give me your ATM card. What? Your key card. Give it to me. Righto. What's the PIN? 1675. I hand Joe my key card and he pulls over in front of the Citibank building on Church Street. There's a street cleaner sweeping the curb, hoping to find some chewing gum and score a bonus from the neat free government. Sir, yes, you. Hi there. Good morning. Please, can you do me a favour? I'm in a spot of bother. Would you mind seeing if my key card works over there at that ATM? The PIN is 1675 and here's $100 for the trouble. The elderly cleaner looks at him with the bemused astonishment you'd expect. Joel smiles with the polite charm of a dictator as he passes the old guy with the card and the cash. He places down his broom and dustbin and proceeds to the ATM booth. A few moments pass. A police car flashes by, sirens blaring. Fuck, yep, you're in big trouble, mate. Joel speeds off as I look back at the ATM. The old man is already handcuffed, his face plastered to the marble flooring by the branch's security guard as the police storm the building. This cannot be happening. I'm frozen. For once, I'm not fucking sweating. After 10 minutes of driving out of the inner city traffic, my thoughts completely blank with fear. We pull over into an empty street and hop out. Okay, so they've already suspended your account. Fuck knows what you've got us into with this palm oil shit. Fucking agribusiness. I've never trusted it. I need to get out of here, mate. Okay, I've got it. This is how this is going to work. I'm going to get you to Malaysia, wave you goodbye, and then come back to try to explain to the world that you've been wrongfully accused and hope like fuck that Andrew, Rudy and myself aren't executed in the meantime. You don't need to. Shut the fuck up. He opens the trunk of the car and grabs his golf clubs and picks out some nail scissors from the side pocket. Cut this in half. I'll smuggle you out of Malaysia in my golf bag. I'm going to race around the corner and buy you a prepaid mobile. That bag better be perfectly split in half when I get back. I'm sweating again. My body hasn't gone completely into breakdown mode just yet. That's good, I suppose. The scissors are designed for nail trimming, not Callaway leather golf bags, but I truck on as best I can. The taste of blood fills my mouth as the gash on the side of my head fires up with full force now that I can't apply any jacket pressure to it. I furiously cut the bag down the side and rip away at the seams of the base, yanking out the club dividers at the top. This is my fourth new home since jetting out of Australia. Please don't be my last. Joel jogs back. Sorted? Yep. Well, hop in. I lay down on my side in the boot. Joel places the recrafted bag over my fetal position body, the driver's socks providing some camouflage for my head. The irons are pressed into my face, reminding me of the undersized overhead bars of the Shanghai train commute. Rest up, son. Once I get you to Malaysia, you're on your own. He shuts the boot and here I am, compressed inside a set of posh golf clubs in the miniature trunk of the finest luxury car known to man, unable to even look at my exorbitantly priced watch in the pitch black darkness, pressing my right hand into my temple, trying to stop the bleeding and hoping I don't hyperventilate. A childhood fear of confined spaces is the least of my concerns. Death row a far more pressing issue. After the initial couple of minutes of struggling to find some comfortable way to line the boot, the realisation that I am well and truly fucked hits me. If I do get to Malaysia, then what the fuck am I going to do? My money's frozen in the Citibank account, the only account I have. I've got a null and void $1.5 million cheque in my pocket, a $185,000 watch at my wrist, and a face that is probably plastered all over the news with a most wanted subtitle. I think of my parents, my family and friends. I sob so uncontrollably I think it might stop at the V12 engine. My weeping subsides with thoughts of Joe's betrayal. His palm oil residue must have been a setup from the outset. Like all things too good to be true, they usually are. Bargain basement palm oil laced with narcotics. Fucking beauty, top bloke. I'm nothing more than an oblivious drug mule. Ignorance and bliss. They're far from the bum chums everyone assumes they must be. The car stops and I can hear muffled voices. We must be at the border checkpoint. I close my eyes, cradle my hands around my mouth and nose and try to focus solely on the hot air hitting my palms and breathing it back in slowly through my nose as quietly as possible. A couple of minutes pass. I've reached 50 breaths, but I feel I could break out into some sort of seizure soon if we don't start moving again. I focus my attention completely on breathing, feeling my chest rise and fall, my index and middle fingers massaging the bridge of my nose, my left hip numb against the trunk flooring. We start moving again. Maybe we're in Malaysia. Maybe Joel's been instructed by a customs official to park in a holding bay and I'm about to be imprisoned. Or maybe we're both about to bypass many more years of misery and enjoy a fiery crash to bid this life adieu. The driving continues unabated. We must be safely into Malaysia. I'm a fugitive. That'll look mighty impressive on the resume next to physiotherapist, gold trader, oil baron and drug mule. Knowing I must be out of Singapore sets my thoughts racing through a pragmatic chain of ideas. I've never been to Malaysia. That's not ideal. Oh, well, I have been sucked off on the golf course. That's not really going to help now though, but it'd sure be nice. First things first, I'll need to grab some grubby traveller's clothes, Birkenstocks and a backpack immediately. A friendship band too. Thanks Christian for reminding me of that core essential of every Eurotrash backpacker. Where are the touristy places in Malaysia though? Fuck, I got no clue. I really have only one shot at survival. Aside from Joe emerging out of the woodwork and telling the world I'm an innocent man, I need to call Mark and hope to high heaven he isn't in cahoots with Joe. If that wish is somehow granted, I need his expertise more than ever. He and his family are incredibly well connected throughout Southeast Asia. They're my only hope. But Mark's the sole reason I'm in this nightmare predicament in the first place. Thanks for the intro, buddy. Thanks heaps. Fuck. No, it's my only shot. If my best mate did indeed stab me in the back and is ready to turn me in, I'll gladly die execution style, paying the price for being a horrible judge of character. The car pulls over. This is it. The boot opens. It's Joel, not a carjacker or a police officer. I'm off to a promising start with the latest career move. Right, mate, all clear. Out you get. I push the club's way and edge forwards. The heat overwhelms me. I'm so sick of the equator, We're a short way down a dirt road in the shade of some tropical overgrowth. I hop out and feel the side of my head. The cut seems to have healed over somewhat and the bleeding has at least stopped. Flynn, there's a train station around the corner. Get a train north, hide out and keep as low a profile as you can. He hands me his business card, the prepaid mobile phone package with 2 $100 credit vouchers, a recharge cord and all the Singapore dollars in his wallet. Joel, I want you to do me one last favour. Can you write a new cheque for me? Make it out to Mark Rassard and please get it to him in Jakarta. Here's his phone number. I hand him the $1.5 million bonus cheque he gave me only yesterday. The piece of paper I thought had confirmed me once and for all as the supreme package of success and brilliance. I'll try my best, mate. Please. It's my only hope. We're going to get you out of this, mate. Lay low, keep your eyes on the news and contact me whatever way you can. You'll be back in the office as soon as possible. Yeah, well, just in case that's not how this story ends. Give me a hug, you big poofter. Good luck, mate. Joel hops back in the Aston and takes off. It really is a magnificent stack of metal. I check my Hublot. It still looks impeccable. 10:27 a.m. I hold back more tears. Get it together, fuck's sake. I walk the short distance across the dust to the bitumen road as I put my jacket back on. If global warming could just hurry up and bring about a new ice age, that'd be fucking great. I'm sweating heavily. There's the dreariest of train stations a couple of hundred metres down the road. A collection of clapped-up beige, blue and grey Honda Civics, Mitsubishi Colts, Nissan Pulsars and dozens of scooters are parked on the street. There's a sign for an ATM, but the clothing and knick-knack outlets to fully stock up on my well-thought-out Eurotrash costume are not going to be found in this backwater train stop. Fuck that plan. Dress for the job you want, not the job you have. I'll stick it out with the James Bond garb. I turn away from the street to face the trees and do a quick count of the money Joel's given me. 3,455 Singapore dollars. I've got 925 Sing dollars myself. Okay then, well that's going to have to last me a lifetime. I walk up the station stairs and check the maps and timetables. I'm at Kempaz Baru. Have you been? I wouldn't bother. I see a sign for the toilets and head in. It reeks, as you'd imagine, of dank piss and steamy shit. There's a cracked mirror above a plastic hand basin. I wash my face and tidy up the cut to the side of my head as best I can. I take a piss at the urinal, shooting off a lengthy splash to the floor for no sane reason, and return to the basin to wash my hands and face again. I take the mobile out of the packaging and my own BlackBerry from my pocket. Fuck, can they track me on this thing? I quickly scroll the contacts and transfer the numbers for Joe, Mark, Mum, Dad and Joel into the new phone before removing the BlackBerry battery. I call Mark on my new prepaid. Pick up. What is with these fucking bastards screening my calls today? It's a new number, so he doesn't know it's me. I'll give him that. But I can't risk sending him a message in case that can be tracked as well. Can they even track you like that? All this CSI, NYPD, Police Academy, Hollywood junk. Fuck knows what cops are truly capable of. They always seem blessed with an incredible flair for finding semen. But aside from that, does anyone know what detective talents are actually at their disposal in the real world? I head to the counter to buy a one-way fare to Kuala Lumpur. I pass a 50 Sing note to the inert glasses-wearing frizzy-haired old lady in the clear plastic booth. She hands me a ticket through one of those prison cell meal dispenser trays, as well as some change in Malay ringgit. I've got no idea what the exchange rate is or how much the ticket actually costs. But now I have 200 Malaysian ringgit, 4,330 Singapore dollars and a watch that could see me comfortably retiring basically any Asian nation. If only there were a way to sell it for its supposed market value. I already know I'm going to be handing it to some chancy prick for a pittance. Probably before today is over, in exchange for a bowl of rice or a promise not to inform the police of my whereabouts. There is a bookshelf-type case to the side of the ticket booth with all the usual handouts and pamphlets about touristy shit. I grab a bunch of brochures and continue through the turnstiles up to the platform. Walking tours, scuba diving, sailing, yada yada fucking yada. All the usual tropical endeavours. There's zero mention of cock-sucking golf caddies. Black markets always have the premium produce. I take a seat at the far end of the platform and find a brochure with a map of the train network overlying a map of Malaysia. Now we're talking. A train arrives within a few minutes. A handful of Malaysian battlers disembark, carrying their sweaty, stunted bodies and waddling off to whatever wretchedness the rest of their lives have in store for them. I don't see any police officers or notice anything non-routine about the setting. It starts to rain as I jump into an empty carriage, take a seat and refocus on the maps. How the fuck am I going to get out of this? This train line looks to pass through Malaysia basically from south to north. Aside from KL, I don't recognise any of the names of the various train stations. I call Mark again. Fucking hell, still no answer. No pickup, nothing. Fuck. No one's going to help me here. It hits me. I have to get to the coast. Indonesia is my only chance. I speak the language, bits of it at least, after countless surf trips to the most waveless destination on the planet. Most importantly, it is the ultimate land of opportunity. If I can barter with this watch somehow, I'm sorted for a lifetime. There's just a little Malacca Strait crossing to worry about. How hard can it be? There'll be fishermen who can ferry me over. Yep, this is how I'll live to fight another day. I take a close look at the map. Malacca. That's my launching pad. I have to get to Malacca. The resolution of how I'm going to survive puts me immediately on edge. Why the fuck am I on a train? I'm a sitting duck. Joel has probably returned to the office by now and has had to explain himself to authorities. God would also be demanding an explanation as to what's happened to me. Plenty of people saw me in the office this morning. It's not as though I just vanished into thin air. The police will be able to check Joel's passport and know he passed into Malaysia this morning. They'll be straight on my tail. The train arrives at the next stop. I don't even notice the name of the place. I get straight out, run through the turnstiles and race to the first taxi I see. Malacca? Malacca long way, boss. Yes, long way. That's fine. Let's go. Much money? You pay now. I have no idea how much it should cost. No idea if this is the last cab I'll ever catch. I hand him 200 Singapore dollars. He has a whinge, huffing something in Malaysian. I hand him another 100 Sing. He doesn't smile, but he stops looking like his daughter just blew me and gets driving. I let out a long, slow breath, take off my jacket and wrap it over my head and sink into the synthetic leather seat. We're no more than a few hundred metres into the journey when I see a book stand on the side of the street and the title Malaysian-Indonesian Phrasebook. Fuck yeah. Stop! Stop! The driver lets out another agitated wheeze, turns his head to face me, but his eyes are rolling so far back in his head we don't actually make eye contact. I'm a supposed drug lord. I should smash his face in. But I was raised far too well for such behaviour. 1 minute, I'll be right back. The curbside bookstore not only has the phrasebook, there's also a proper map of the region, done and done. The store proprietor is a young girl who can't be older than 10. She says something in Malaysian and holds out her hand. I pass her 50 Singapore dollars. I'm assuming this is way too much, but motion for her to keep the change and walk away. As I open the cab door, I hear the innocence of her kind-hearted voice. Thank you, mister. She'll do well at 4 floors in the not-too-distant future. The cab shoots off. I open up the map first of all, asking the prick driver to point out where exactly we are. Kalai. Okay then. He tells me it will take about 3 hours, maybe more, to Malacca. It's 11:15 a.m. Righto. I find the patch of seating with the least amount of scratches and focus on learning Malaysian, brushing up on my Indonesian and becoming as best acquainted as possible with every nook, cranny and potential hiding cave in the Bermuda Triangle between Chennai, Manila and Darwin. The drive takes us through pouring rains and overcrowded roads. Somehow, we've not passed a single roadblock or police officer. I'm focused intently on the phrasebook. Malaysian and Indonesian are essentially the same language. I'm going to need some reasonably smooth talking to get my way across the Malacca Straits. I read again and again through the phrases, not wanting to practice speaking them aloud with the driver in case the conversation gives away my fugitive status. It's 3 p.m. We've made it to Malacca. If I went on the run for my life, I'd be sure to stay a while. Place looks stunning, but fuck all that floozy shit. I've got an escape plan to bring to fruition. Take me to the fish markets. Gee, what sort of a pompous cunt talks like that? Old mate behind the wheel lets out his usual huff. Fair enough, can't blame him. After a few minutes, he pulls up in front of a huge series of tarpaulins connected between 2 old red brick buildings. Fish market here. Cheers, mate. Well, that's that then. Here we go. I hop out, folding the map of Southeast Asia into my coat pocket and handing the phrasebook to a beggar on the footpath. She looks equally as impressed with the gift as the corn cob recipient back in Seoul. There's just no pleasing some people. I walk through to the tarpaulin markets. Great timing. Rain starts pouring the moment I step under cover. The market peddlers scare me without suspicion. CNN headlines haven't reached this place. Stingrays hang from crucifixes, plastic sheets are covered with squids and sardines. Old ladies with worn aprons and kitchen gloves shout their sales pitches at me. Old blokes are sitting at the back of the stalls playing some sort of checkers game, sweating fish cakes while they make their move and scoop up rice and curry prawns from banana leaves with their bare hands. I approach one of the fishmonger ladies. She gives me a toothless smile as I approach. Her aged leather skin belongs in a Marlboro commercial. Dimana Kapitan Ikan. I've hopefully just asked, where is the fishing captain? Pterygiums fill her colourless eyes. She yells something to the group of old men gambling away their afternoon out the back. The waft of deceased marine life no concern. A rake of a man stumbles towards me. Cigarette to his lips, oversized sandals on his muscular feet, in a pair of military cargo pants rolled up above the knees and a torn black shirt drenched in sweat or fish cuts. Probably both. Membawa saya ke Bandar Dumai. I hope I've asked if he can take me to Dumai City. It's the nearest port in Sumatra, a hop, skip and jump across the Malacca Strait away. He takes a break from puffing his cigarette to have a laugh at me. I'm hoping he's finding my accent funny, rather than the idea being too far-fetched or the words having an entirely unintended meaning. I say it again. Membawa saya ke bandar Dumai. Like all Asian businessmen at every level of commercial success, the reaction to an offer by a white man is always followed by the obligatory few minutes of shock and bewilderment. He continues laughing at me, but I'm certain he understands what I'm asking. I step forward, press up as close as possible to his aged face. $1,000 membawa saya ke bandar Dumai. I hold his eye with the deathly serious stare I will now hold until the day I die. I've told him I have $1,000 for him if he can take me to Dumai. I don't flinch. He can't help breaking into a laugh. My unwavering resolve brings his expression back to deadpan. I place the money in my pocket and turn to walk away. Fuck. He better change his mind or my bluff is ruined. I take 3 steps and pray he speaks. Sir, yes sir, I take you to my city, no problem. Thank fuck. I turn back and hand him the money. I'll be broke soon at this rate. We leave 2 in the morning, boss. Okay, where from? He points to the group of boats across the street, bobbing up and down in the harbour, looking unfit to cross an Olympic pool, let alone the busiest shipping route on the planet. Okay, I'll see you at 2. Terima kasih. You crazy man, boss. I smile and wave him goodbye, walking out of the fish markets and into the rain. No turning back now. In less than 12 hours, we're going to cross the Straits of Malacca, the global shipping superhighway. Jesus, Joseph and Bloody Mary, I need a drink. There's a scummy-looking bar a short distance down the road. It has a sign for ice-cold Carlsberg. That'll do. There are some older-looking European alcoholics. Car keys, lobster tans, pelican necks, yeah. Your typical sex tourists. They're joined, as always, by some barely pubescent Asian whores who could be studying medicine if they'd been born in some other patch of planetary dirt. Asia's so fucking depressing. Beer boss? Carlsberg. Terima kasih. I take a stool at the bar and avoid eye contact with anyone but the barkeep and the mounted television on the wall. There's a game of English Premier League on. A multicultural bunch of overpaid prima donnas frolic around on screen, passing the ball back and forth with their own goalkeeper while their fans belt the living fuck out of each other in the stands. Soccer, the world game. God help us all. I drain the pint in 2 sips. I can feel the thirst from way down deep and order another, with a couple of tequilas to wash it down. Why not, eh? One of the whores decides to approach me. Hello, handsome man. She's just trying to make a living, I suppose. You could drive a truck through the gap in her teeth and I can smell the rampant STDs festering between her legs. No thanks, young lady. A few more tequilas and she'll no doubt look somewhat less disgusting. So, doable. I refocus on the game, smashing my grogs and numbing the fear that I may never see my family again. I suppress the tears, but know full well I could cry for the next day and still have plenty left in the tank. The game carries on, ending 0-0. The players shake hands and walk off. I'm 5 pints and 7 tequilas deep. It's only 5 p.m. I've got another 9 hours to kill before I can board the leaking boat out of here. My drink is empty and I'm gagging for another. The barkeep is setting up for an evening of karaoke. Nightmare. The world would be a better place if they somehow took a global survey of who likes karaoke and who doesn't. Answers in? Lovely. Then go and execute all those in favour. Stage 1 complete of Operation Human Cleanse. Old mate returns behind the bar. I order another Carlsberg and tequila while one of the Euros takes the stage with a teenage Malay girl. He picks out Gangnam Style. What a cunt. I yearn for the Premier League's prancing excuse for male athletes to return on screen. It's now replaced with this fuckwit, sunglass-wearing, overweight Korean knob jockey giving deranged cowboy riding impersonations throughout abandoned warehouses, train stations and horse stables. The ageing sex pest on stage has replaced the lyrics, screaming out, "Gangbang style, sexy ladies," laughing it up as a little whore backs her ass up on him. I leave 100 Singapore dollars on the counter, shot my tequila and turn towards the stage, hurling the full pint at the fuckhead's oversized melon. I miss, damn it. The glass smashes on the back wall. What a shame. I cop abuse from all and sundry for being such a rude bastard. Yeah, save it, I know. I tell them all to go fuck themselves and walk outside. I'll wait somewhere else. Luckily, the rain has stopped. I walk far enough away to not hear the shithouse karaoke renditions and take a seat by the harbour, a short distance from my trusty fishing vessel. It looks like a high school woodwork project you'd be ashamed to hand in to the teacher. I'm screwed. I look up at the full moon. making sure to not drop my head down. I'll break into a sobbing wreck the moment my eyes catch a glimpse of the shimmering water. No, it's just you and me, man in the moon. We'll have a staring contest until it's go time.